So, what makes you think, just because you're almost 16 years old, that you're ready to take on the responsibility of a car payment? You know,
Well, now that I have a job, I make money.
right,
Plus, I'll get a discount, some type of discount.
right.
And you got good connections, so I believe that you could get me a good car.
I mean, we could, but just because we can do it and because you can do it doesn't mean you absolutely need it. A
But why
car,
not?
I mean, a car payment is a responsibility. I mean, it's usually most people do it out of necessity. I mean, if you don't have means of transportation, I can understand. But I mean, God, your dad's the biggest job. He's the boss. I mean, you have cars at your disposal. You know, so I would tell you, you know, don't do it. Wait.
Why not?
Cause um,
So you
save your money so when you can get what you really want. Save your money and don't put it on a car.
well,
Save your money and
when I get a good paying job, I'm gonna get a new car. So I'll be upgrading.
well, I'm gonna tell you, if you save your money, don't put it in the car, put it in the bank. Because the car is a waste of money.
Why? Why do you sell cars then?
Oh, because we need transportation and I want to make sure that people get good deals on them. But cars are gonna depreciate. If you want to save money and invest it in something, go buy you a house or some stocks and bonds, right?
I do have a bond, actually.
Really? And
Yeah. Me? In the government? Obviously, the bonds are with the government.
Right. I never had anything like that. But yeah, you think about it, you pay thousands and thousands of dollars for cars, sometimes in excess of $25,000, $35,000, $40,000. And 2 years later, that car, with maybe 20,000 miles on it, might be worth only, $20,000. So where does that money go? You got money to give away like that, I want it. Right?
So, do you prefer used cars or over new cars?
I don't have a preference. My idea on new cars is that it's really about just really how you're equipped credit wise to purchase. A new car is come this way is going to be a lot of more money than a used car. So if you have poor credit, and you're going to have a high rate. So if you're going to finance a car at a high rate, I would tell you not to finance a car at a high rate. A new one, buy a used car and finance that high rate on a lower price car, because that way it's not going to be so hard to trade you out of that car in 2 years. But if you do it at 21%, you're already in a bad position when you buy a car. All that's going to do is just make it worse. So you really have to make a good business decision when buying a car, because it's business. Cars nothing but metal and plastic. You pay all that money for them, and when you're done paying for them, they're not worth anything. So, a knowledgeable consumer is a wise consumer.
Yeah.
Now shut that damn thing off.
No. All right. So, do you prefer SUVs over small cars, or
Well, that is really just a personal.
which one's safer?
Well, I think they're all safe, depending on what their crash rating is. As long as they have airbags and side impact, most cars are, have to meet government requirements for, safety. So, his interview was wow. I feel like I'm on hey, this is my world, right? But SUVs are, overall more expensive vehicle, tires, maintenance, gas. SUV if you can afford it. If not, try to stay in something affordable, easy maintenance. First time buyers always want, I want to get a Charger, I want to get a Camaro, everybody wants to jump out the box with a big old S on their chest, right? But what they do is just end up putting themselves in a big hole, because when time comes around, they're going to get tired of that car and they're going to see the next best thing and they're going to want it and find out that they put themselves in a pickle. Your next question?
My next question would be manual or automatic?
Well, that's a personal preference too.
Which one do you prefer?
I prefer automatic. I don't know. It depends on what it is. Come on, walk this way.
Okay.
I prefer on what it is, because stick shift gives you a better fuel economy, gives you more control over the vehicle. But everybody is not as isn't comfortable doing it. Automatic, it's a little bit easier to do, but from a trading aspect, when you're trying to trade out of the vehicle, you are always going to get more money for an automatic transmission because they're more resellable than a manual because not everybody knows how to drive a stick shift. Next question.
My next question would be,
Are my customers going to know I smoke?
No, you smell so good. When you hugged me earlier,
Yeah.
I smelled like you, and I still smell like you.
That's sweet.
You smell good.
All right,
Just
what's
say.
your next question?
All right,
Two more
so
questions and then we're done.
insurance-wise, do the colors of cars matter?
That used to be stereotypical. It used to, common folklore myth, but not so more. Not really. It's really based on credit, age, driving history, and the location where you live. What your insurance rates are.
All right.
Next question.
What's the most reliable car brand?
Well, my opinion, personal opinion, would be what is that car? It's an all-wheel drive vehicle. Subaru. Subaru has a slower depreciation than most cars. Subaru, Honda,
Yeah, I like Honda.
Toyota, Chevy, of course. Next one.
Why do you say that? Like, do they just have a different? Are they?
Well, a lot of it has to do with engineering, manufacturing.
So do you think foreigners are better than engineering than we are in the U.S.?
Well, in the past, I would say yes, but in the last 5 years, we had to keep up with the technology of our competitors in order to stay competitive in the market. So, I would say that from today's standards, that that American brands have really stepped it up to run neck and neck with the overseas competitors.
The foreigners.
Right.
Don't let me fall in this hole you were about to let me.
Let's not. All right, your last. Two more questions.
Okay, two more. I don't even know if I can think of two more.
Okay.
So
I love all my customers.
Aw.
When my customers come to see me, I don't focus on making money or how profitable the deal is going to be, but just making sure that,
the customer
they're-
satisfied?
Well, yeah, well, that too. But see, a lot of customers come and they assume that, that they can't buy at a dealership like this because they, you see it and
Yeah.
you see all these expensive cars and it's intimidating. So you hear all these commercials on TVs for places like Oak Motors and JD Byrider, and they're like, whatever, but what they don't tell you is that you're going to pay like
Twice as much in the long run?
more than twice,
Oh,
with the
my.
value of the cars. So, there's a lot of lenders out there wanting to help people that, like you, who just want to buy a car for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And, if they would just kind of, just give us a call first and, let us educate them first, they probably will be buying here.
What kind of things would you say to a new buyer?
To take your time, make a smart decision. Don't buy based on emotion and wants. Think about the future, the near future, and just making sure that you focus on building credit, auto credit, in a reliable vehicle. That's not going to be too expensive, so we'll be able to trade you out of it quickly.